The following events happened to me over a year ago, but I'll never forget them. I turned the shower on to give it time to heat up before flipping on the Food Network channel. My cat purred and rolled over on my bed, hungry for dinner and attention. "I'll feed you as soon as I get out of the shower, Dexter." I hopped in the shower and let the steam rise around me, trying not to think about the work week ahead. 20 minutes later, I stepped out, feeling refreshed, and wrapped a warm towel around myself. As I was walking out of the bathroom, I noticed the front door was cracked open. I didn't think much of it. I had texted my girlfriend to come over earlier, and she must have used her key to get in, but she wasn't in my room. My heart rate rose for a few seconds before I brushed the paranoia off and went to shut the door. It was right as I shut the door that I noticed how quiet it was in my house. The TV had been turned off. I couldn't even hear the buzz of our awfully loud AC unit, yet my house suddenly felt like a walk-in freezer. I scurried to my room and shut the door. My phone lit up on the bed, and I prayed that it was my girlfriend. Unknown number. I never, ever answer unknown numbers. I hardly even answer when it's someone I do know. But some strange feeling compelled me to pick up my phone, press accept, and put it up to my ear. Breathing. Heavy breathing. And then 2 words before the line went dead. 2 words. Turn around. I put the phone down, right behind me, breathing. Heavy breathing. My body tensed up and begged me to run, but I couldn't move. For what seemed like an hour, I stood there listening to whatever was behind me, and then it stopped. I whipped around to an empty room, only my cat licking himself on the bed. My television flipped back on and I jumped in my skin. I walked over to hold my cat, to cry and curl up in bed. As I walked across the room, something out of the corner of my eye caught my attention. I turned and looked out my window. Standing there, in the middle of my yard, he was staring straight at me, smiling, waving a single hand back and forth. His fingers were long and bony, and his eyes were bright yellow. I backed away and closed my eyes. "This isn't happening. This isn't real," I told myself over and over. I walked back up to the window, and he was gone. I breathed a sigh of relief, only to jump out of my skin seconds later when there was a knock at my door. "Babe, it's me." I almost cried when I opened the door and jumped into her arms. "What's wrong? You're shaking." I told her it was nothing. I was just really glad to see her. We watched a movie and got ready for bed. I was exhausted and still in shock from what had happened. I wanted to tell my girlfriend, but also just wanted to forget all about the nightmare. I closed my eyes and curled up in her arms. I love being a little spoon. Eventually she drifted off and started to as well. As I was falling asleep, my phone vibrated on the stand next to me. Annoyed, I reached to see who was texting me so late at night. "I'm so sorry, darling. Work was crazy today, so I'm just gonna stay at my house tonight. Love you." Then I heard it. Breathing. Heavy breathing. And just like before, it was right behind me. Right on my neck. In my bed. I slowly put my phone down and saw the yellow eyes staring back at me.